So here's your encouragement for today. In Ecclesiastes 3:5, the writer talks about how there's a season to cast stones and then there's a season to gather stones. It's a contrasting statement, opposite. So when you're casting something, you're getting rid of it. You're getting rid of the hindrances, the things that would delay you or stop you from producing that which you want to produce. When you gather something, that's when you're gathering your tools or your supplies to complete your task. I believe we are coming out of that season. The last few years, we have been on a journey and in a process of figuring out what things are a hindrance to us, the things that we really don't need, right? And so we've been casting them. And now I believe we're entering a season where it's time to rebuild. The scripture references Jesus, among other titles, as the chief cornerstone. Let me explain to you why. Back in Middle Eastern culture, when they built a structure, they built it out of stone. And so they would always want to start with a chief cornerstone, a stone that would stabilize the building. It would be the corner of the building, but it would be a good foundational piece in which to build all of the rest of the structure around. And they would come up from the rock quarry with all these stones and they would, put them in place. And if this wasn't a good chief cornerstone, they'd chuck it. They'd get rid of it. They did this with all the stones that just wouldn't suffice. Once they found the chief cornerstone, then they would gather one stone at a time and build upon that until the structure was complete. If Jesus is your chief cornerstone, then I believe you're in a rebuilding season. He wants you to go back to the beginning. You've taken the last few years and you've chucked what you don't need. You've figured out what was important for your vision and your purpose, that thing you were born to do. Now you're at your foundational piece, your chief cornerstone. And now it's time to start gathering your stones, one stone at a time. Don't worry about what the full building's going to look like when it's completed, and don't worry about where you're going to get all your stones. That's his job. He will show you which stone to get one at a time until your structure is complete. That's your life story, building upon that cornerstone, fulfilling your purpose. Your destiny is not a one and done. It's not at the end of your life. Your destiny is your life. Your purpose is your life. So were the last 3 years wasted when you were chucking things out that you didn't need? Absolutely not, because God wastes nothing. In fact, He makes all those things into good. So don't feel bad about that. God will use all that. Celebrate the fact that you're moving forward now. You've cast your stones, and now it's time to gather them. It's time to rebuild. It's time to get excited.